was doing my best to sort of mentally check out. Where is lucid dream of fucking... I had him before, of course. The concept was alien to me. Usually, though, that came with being able to fly around like the terrors of old, or turn my old ass over dead into a prolapsed anus. Prolapsed anus. A grim smirk grew on my face as I thought of that. Didn't last that long, quickly bleeding off of my face with leaving a frown. Ugh, don't. That's a really awkward one. God, what a shit show. I can't believe that fucker knew all along about Naomi and he just didn't say anything before then. And just kept that as a lovely little surprise to cap off the worst night of my life. Ooh. Oh, you're talking about Anon. I thought you were talking about your dad, since that's the context. I hissed slightly and heard Anon shift behind me, causing me to cut it out. Damn. I shouldn't be taking it out on him. This poor guy's been through a lot by the look of things. I know shit. I knew I'd gone to bed angry. Far beyond angry. More like seething, hot, white-hot, seething hatred angry. I could admit that smashing up his apartment and kicking Anon around in the wake of that bombshell was the right move. But it wasn't hard to see see on his face that he'd been duped like some sort of idiot by the coral cunt. Just like I'd been. The only defining difference between me and Anon is that at some point he figured things out on his own and just decided not to tell me. Why? Was he trying to protect me in some stupid patriarchal sense of... Ugh, God! Oh, Trish, get out of the room! You're not dead, Trish. You can't haunt this girl. The idea of Anon being a man's man put a faint smile on my face. It's kind of an absurd thought. He was charming in his own. He was also meek, spineless, a dork, a dweeb, a nerd. But he cared. In his own... He was a hell of a faraway shot from perfect, and so was I. That's way too cognizant for Fang, I feel. More than anything, he cared about how I felt. He listened to me and tried to give me some more advice on the roof. He was there to try and find a venue of those. Even if he fucked up wiring and bombed the show, I was trying to help at least. Even if he should have trusted Reese, but why would he? Trish and Reed both fucked off the second the crowd turned on us at prom, just like they did at a January concert. Why not the concert back in January? The January concert puts such, elevation on it. I guess that makes sense for Fang, though. I've been upset at the time, but Anon was right to try and fix it. The car had clearly rotted his brain, so why would Anon think to trust he could do complex electrical wiring? Oh, he was good with his math. So, he wasn't that fucked up. And prom? He was just trying to help when that string snapped, and I was the one who pushed him away and told him to leave. It just tightened at the memory. It was stupid. I was panicking at the time. And Trish was pressing us to push on with it. Even though clearly all three of us knew that the double bass would end in disaster. Then they abandoned me on stage. Again. It was worse this time, because people were literally throwing shit at me. So I actually showed up to fucking help. Anon. Not Reed, not Trish. Or my fucking have a younger brother or dad or anyone else. Anon Moose showed up. So yeah, he said some seriously stupid shit. I mentioned the thing with Naomi. That set me off. I felt it was justified, frankly, but I shouldn't have taken it out on him or his things. He wasn't perfect, but like everyone else, at least he was there for me. I was still mad, of course. We had a hell of a long way to talk. When I finally... Well, you'd have a hell of... No! Why is it past tense? Stop! The sentence should be, we'll have a hell of a long talk when I finally wake up. When I will finally wake up. Come on! Stop using past tense. You're ruining the fucking flow. And the point. Maybe I'll burn some of my allowance money and take him someplace nice as a makeup date. He deserved it, I thought. As a thanks for sticking by someone like me and caring. That and smashing up his apartment. Ugh. Man. Ooh! Oh, this is snappy. Man, I barely remember what I did or said that fight. I guess the phrase blind with rage was more true than I thought. Yet somehow the dimly lit room around me was about as spun on a recreation as I could imagine. Maybe all the stories about the subconscious mind pretending stuff was true. Maybe there'd be something more lighthearted to talk to with that on once I wake up. Why is it woke up? It's wake up when you wake up, because it hasn't happened and is going to happen soon. I shifted in my sitting position on the floor, uncomfortably. Speaking of waking up, when was that happening? I haven't had too many lucid dreams, but I'd enough to remember that I just kind of, sort of, forced them to end. I could force them to end. This one felt like one of those sort of dreams, but different somehow. It's weird, like the longer it went on, the more uncomfortable I was beginning to feel. Plus, what a grim fucking way to start a dream. Standing over my apparent own grave to see Anon, hollowed and empty, prostrating himself in front of it. Poor Sep looked like he had killed me himself. I shifted slightly to look at Anna behind me, and just reignited my sense of guilt. I wasn't sure what the setup of this fucked up scenario was, but the poor guy had clearly been to the ringer. In this scenario, both me and my brother were dead. Why are you interrupting this? This is just a fucking scenario. Like, I get that you're trying to put some sort of emphasis on it, but it feels weird. Like, I feel you can get more out of this if you go with, and I guess my brother, you know, to kind of be dismissive, because she's already been in this business. Just fucking do something with it. But I like what you're doing so far. Let's be clear. Let's be fucking clear, right? I've been more pissed off at Arlock than this. So this is an improvement. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. We're on the good here. I'm kind of digging it. I'm just very annoyed at some of your weird choices. Like, no shit that mess him up. Still my own issues with Master, of course, and fucking for his contribution to my senior year ending on the shittiest low note in history. But I wasn't exactly aching to see him dead either, let alone myself. Did we die in a crash or something? I don't know, it's like in a cast. Clearly had been limp. Oh, she doesn't even remember the whole day. Is this supposed to be less festive, more grim version of Christmas Carol? Like, I'd be visited by 3 ghosts and they tell me what a little bitch I've been to Anon? That feels weirdly specific, and again, way too much for Anon. If so, we could just skip to the end. I was already aware of how I should have done things better. No, should. You think you're still alive. You should be better. Stop talking like you know you're dead. I'll do better. That's better. When I wake up? Why isn't when I woke up? Come on, fuck. The first thing, like, I'm saying that in farce, of course. It should be when I wake up. But I'm like, come on, man, your fucking verb tenses are fucked up in this story. The first thing I was going to do was the first thing I am going to do is apologize to him. Because you're going to do it because you don't know you're not going to wake up yet. Fuck! He deserved that minimum. And then, we're just going to stay in this place all day and ignore my shitty family and just spend time together. I don't know. Why isn't I didn't know? Why not I don't know? It should be like, what are you doing? Why is your verb tense so absolute hot garbage? Fuck. Do you not know how to write future tense for characters that are not... Fuck. I felt better after we talked on the roof. I opened up a little, and while I did have more to say, he actually listened when I spoke and gave some advice of his own. Maybe we could just do that again. I might settle on deciding that Vocadero is a shithole now we're sticking around for and fuck off somewhere else just like us. Oh, like that one story. You know, bizarre... way it was almost a romantic thought. Just the two of us. Couldn't help but chuckle. It always hummed the next fix of the song anytime that phrase was uttered. It wasn't like, yeah, that's just fucking me, man. That's me. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Wait, is there a past tense in that song? Hold up. No! They never say good! It's we can make it if we... Are you this fucking stupid? That you keep past tensing present tenses? My god, Arlock, get help! You're actually... Like, you're quoting something here! This is a fucking quote! How do you fuck up a quote? You just copy-paste it! Like, I look up song lyrics, unless it's intentionally supposed to be bad. I guess Fang wouldn't know this, and Anon's muttering, but come on! I lean back against the edge of the bed, trying to get comfortable. Dream or not, I didn't want to disturb the poor, broken version of Anon sleeping next to me. He was going to last until the end of the stream, but it felt like a disservice to the real Anon. That's called empathy. Why are you talking like you're trying to reason your way out of this? You're a human being with a sense of empathy. You should be like, I can't hurt someone. Don't be like, oh man, I'm not... Like, for fuck's sake. Your human perception of empathy is not bound by reality, unless you convince yourself that it doesn't matter, in which case you're just going to slap him across the ass because it's funny. Like, I know that I'm dealing with fiction at times, and I'm going to slap it around because I'm like, it's just fiction. I don't give a shit. If I was a real person, I'd be upset about it. When we got things fixed, and when we finally get things fixed around us, we were definitely buying some more pillows. Now, I get it, right? You could say we are going to buy more pillows, but you could say we were going to buy more pillows. Ow! I'm getting fucked up now, too. Arlock, you're infecting me with your disease. I found a generally comfortable position, or at least one that seemed like it. It was hard to sell this weird lucid dream. The sensation of comfort didn't really align with the normal. That didn't actively annoy me and call that good enough. Don't stick your arm through a wall. The only thing to do was sit back and wait for me to wake up. I focused on the TV with some dumb news program. 24/7 news cycles couldn't suck my ass. A bunch of noise to rile up the masses or whatever. Funeral services today for Lucy Aaron and Sir Aaron. Children of the folk out here, Chief of Riley Aaron, private event. Talking out on the screen narrated, shifting to the most banal trash if it ever happened before. Caught my attention, so I sent it forward. The commissioner abused his power and connections to ensure the entirety of Vocadero's central cemetery was closed to all goers outside of his private party, disrupting the plans of other visitors at a flagrant... No, it is done in a flagrant... Not and of this... Disrupting the plan of other visitors in a flagrant display of power. You could say and, because it also is that. It is disrupting plans and in. Makes it sound more like he is a massive asshole and a culprit. Oh, fuck off, pal. Even I didn't like Dad. If me and Asa really did die, then Mom would at least deserve a funeral service without you vultures looking around. I like how you also call them vultures. She should use a different word because that better indicates that she's a different person. I know your field operated pretty well. Perfectly well. I thought, what a huff. Yes! Yes, you are thinking that! That's why we... The talking head was covered up by footage from some reporters, clearly using a telescopic lens to zoom in on the surface beyond the courtroom. The shapes were blurry, but it wasn't hard to tell at the minimum that Dad and Mom were there over the graves. You could even pick up the hulking form of Mr. Spears there, too. Seeing it sent a chill down my spine. This was rather fleshed out for... I mean, if you're just looking at a screen, we got some more music recommendations, so let's take a look. We got Cody Martin, Depth of Loss. Yeah, it's supposed to be revelatory music. I think we'll keep the music off for a little bit. As you may recall, just 3 weeks ago, tragedy struck our fine city with a student. I felt my hand press down backwards onto his bed. The bed just behind me. His expression was a mix of confusion and concern. I climbed on top of him, straddling his waist, and felt his lips on mine as I pulled him into a deep kiss. What the fuck? Man, my funeral's giving me a fucking fear boner. I gotta go and get my willy wetted. Man's fiddling the way around the bottom of his shirt. My vision began to narrow as I stared at the TV. Oh! Oh no, this is like, we're doing intermittent flashbacks. I feel like you should do a little bit... I get what you're doing, but the way you write is not conducive to this setup. One Lucy Aaron, senior at Voc... Why are you saying senior? Why not student? Why are you being this detailed? And daughter of the chief commissioner. I shoved past Triss. Stupid trigger. Abandoning me when I feel like italicized text would be great for this. Just italicize everything. But I didn't hate her. I should hate her, but I couldn't. Whatever happened next, she'd be spared, just like, oh God, you'll remember. I turned around and she tried to say something, giving me the same dead-eyed stare. Giving her the same dead-eyed stare I'd been feeling since I woke up that morning and told her she needed to run. She needed to leave and go home so she could be safe. Her expression, gone. She realized, didn't she, that I was going to... Utilizing a stolen revolver, which investigations have been taken from the chief commissioner. The suspect entered the school just before the opening bell. I'd be surprised if the chief doesn't get into some trouble. I shoved the door to glass open. Oh, we're describing this scene. I don't know if you should do this. I feel like if you're going to be a spooky ghost, you should kind of leave that ambiguous. I kind of prefer that that Fang doesn't know about it, and it's like, I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm a spooky ghost. What do you want? Like, I only have my long-term memory, and like that was just 5 seconds ago. God damn it. Shoved the door to class open. I knew which class she had first. I don't always complain about how insufferable she was in clown room. Made her predictable. Easy to find. I thought it was economics. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking of a different fic that pointed it out. Made it predictable. Easy to find. The dumb cunt was at the front of the class talking to Miss Tsuki. But opening the door, she turned to see who it was. With that same revolting plastic smile she always had. Oh, she tricked me and Anon with. Vision tunneled. Ugh, don't do that. Don't write about tunnel vision again. Like, break up your chapters. As I slid my backpack off my shoulder and pulled the pistol out in a single move. How the fuck did you do that? You're not that suave. And smoothly we got up to her face. I waited only long enough for the realization to set in before I pulled the trigger command. Killing a student instantly. Panic ensued during the chaos. The suspect fired into a crowded hallway, ultimately killing 3 other students, injuring additional... Thank fuck not everyone's dead. That's so goofy. I'm always the kind of person who giggles when gun violence is that lethal. One of the other fatalities was... Fang! What the fuck is wrong with you? Nasa shrieked out, running at me down the hall as I entered back into the space. Don't... Running down the hall I entered back into is good enough. I didn't even recognize him. It's just colors and noise. What, did you read fucking Night in the Woods, buddy? They were all just noise and colors and screaming insufferable noises shaped like people. I needed the noise to stop so I could think. I needed the noise to stop so I could At that point, the suspect had retreated to the roof of the school. One particularly brave student, an Anon E. Moose, had confronted her on the roof. He refused interviews giving a side story, but CCTV recordings indicated that he attempted to talk the shooter down before he himself was also. Fang. I felt a touch on my shoulder and reflexively spun around from my spot, looking out through the hole in the fence. Oh, wait. Oh, this is the rooftop. Fang! Fang! I felt a touch on my shoulder and reflexively spun around from my spot, looking out through the hole in the fence, finger squeezing the fire shot. It was low, sloppy, directly in his shin. Honestly, how the fuck did the recoil not knock you off? Guns are not that loose, and you're standing on like a little ledge in the fucking fence hole? That's like, you're falling, buddy. He screamed and crumpled to the ground. I tried to speak. I'm certain I did. But I was realizing what I'd done. Not to him, but to everyone downstairs. He pushed himself back trying to reach out to me. But to my horror, his legs snapped, causing the fall to the ground. I killed him too. I killed the man I loved. He was saying something, but it was growing weaker. God, he was losing so much blood. I ruined everything. It was me, wasn't it? If I pushed him away instead of falling in love with him, he wouldn't be bleeding out on the ground in front of me. I heard it in the distance. Noises in the stairwell. They were coming. I couldn't be here. I'd done too much. I heard him. How the fuck is there CCTV footage of the fucking rooftop? It feels weird. Unless they're interpreting from him walking up the stairs. I couldn't be here. I'd done too much. I'd hurt him. It wouldn't make things right, but if I was gone when they get on the roof, at least I wouldn't burden it anymore. Wouldn't be a burden to Anon anymore. Shit, reach out to me. Look of sheer anguish on his face. Sorry, dweeb. Should have done more. Smile. Before jumping through the hole. The ground rushed to meet me and suspects threw themselves. Wait a minute. Hold up. Pronoun time. Ooh. Sorry, buddy. It's gonna. Ooh, you can't just. Ooh, I'm kind of cracking my fingers, going. Ooh, buddy, you fucked up. A big little penalty, little gremlin. With the autopsy indicating that instantly on impact, first responders were on scene were able to stabilize the young man who. I raised my hands. A flood of flashes of memory and like a truck. My eyes cast down. I was shaking hands as my vision constricted into a small scope. What is with this fucking television, buddy? Everything else had gone dark. Like, you're overusing the fucking thing. Like, I get, you can use it once or twice, but the third time, it's like, it's fucking Fang, slap yourself in that, buddy. I could see through my own hands as I sat there on the floor. My chest constricted, along with my throat. Eyes unable to tear themselves away as my hands grew. I don't know, oh, there we go. Guy fucking signed it. Oh, nice. This is not a dream. I like how Anna's just kind of snoozing away. No crutch or anything. I can't believe you turned into a spooky ghost, Fang. What happened? How could you be so stupid? How could you be so stupid? Have you considered not being a spooky ghost? I'm just saying. Anyway, this is a great chapter. This was nice. Arlok either learned or got his head out of his ass, but his verb tenses are like the biggest problem and some slight repetition issues. But like for the most part, it works. But you know what? Chapter 1 is the easy part. You better keep this up, buddy, or I'm going to start having real finger waggles. Real finger waggling hours, buddy. You won't make it. You won't make it if you try.